I stood in front of the house and felt my hands shake. I'm home. Ow, I whispered. But the word felt strange in my mouth. The door opened slowly. My mother smiled, yet her eyes looked tired. Ethan, you're finally back, she said softly. I told you I'd come, I replied. Why do you look like that? She stepped aside. Come in first. I walked inside and smelled the same walls, the same floor, the same air. Yet something felt wrong. Claire stood near the window. She held a glass of water with both hands. When she saw me, she froze. Claire, I said, forcing a smile. You didn't even hug me, she swallowed. I didn't know you had arrived today. I sent messages, I said. You read them? She looked away. Yes. Daniel came from the hallway. A younger brother stopped when he saw me. Hey, he said quickly, you look different. I was in the army, I said. People change, laughed nervously. Yeah, sure. I dropped my bag on the floor. Why does everyone look like I walked into a funeral? My mother spoke fast. You must be tired. Sit down. I'll make tea. I don't want tea, I said. I want answers. Claire's fingers tightened around the glass. Ethan, please don't start like this. Start like what? I asked. I just came back after 3 years. Isn't this supposed to be happy? Silence filled the room. Daniel cleared his throat. Maybe we should talk later. No, I said. We talk now. Did something happen while I was gone? She opened her mouth, then closed it. My mother whispered, Ethan, some things are complicated. I felt a cold wave run through my chest. Tell me. Claire walked toward me slowly. Been away for a long time? I was serving, I said. You knew that. Shh, she replied, her voice shaking. But life didn't stop here. I stared at her. What does that mean? Daniel turned his face away. I stepped closer to Claire. Look at me and say it clearly. She lifted her eyes. I didn't wait. The words hit me harder than any. Weapon? What? I whispered. She spoke again, louder this time. I didn't wait for you. My ears rang. So you cheated on me. No, she said quickly. It's not like that. Then explain, I said. She took a deep breath. I'm engaged. The room collapsed around me. Double quotes engaged. I repeated, 2. Daniel whispered, Victor. I felt my heart. Drop Victor who? Claire looked at the floor. Victor Hale. I laughed once, but it sounded broken. The businessman. Yes, she said. I turned to my mother. Is this a joke? She shook her head slowly. No, my voice rose. How could this happen? Claire spoke softly. He helped us. Helped us with what? I asked. Daniel stepped forward. With the house? I looked at him. What about the house? He hesitated. We were in debt. No one told me, I said. You were far away, he replied. So you decided. Everything without me? Asked. My mother whispered. We were scared. I felt anger burn inside me. Scared of what? Daniel said. Losing the house? I looked around the living room. We didn't lose it. Claire's voice was quiet. We did. I stared at her. What are you talking about? She swallowed. Victor owns it now. The words sliced through my mind. Owns it, I asked. How? Daniel spoke slowly. I signed papers. I felt dizzy. You signed what? An agreement, he said. I stepped toward him. Gave our house to him? He shook his head. It was the only way. I grabbed his collar. The only way to what? To save us, he whispered. My mother touched my arm. Ethan, please. I pulled away. Save us from who? Daniel looked. At the floor? From the bank? I laughed bitterly. And you didn't think to call me? We're fighting, he said. So you decided my life for me, I asked. Claire stepped between us. Stop yelling at him. I looked at her with disbelief. You defend him? She met my eyes. He tried his best. My best was on the battlefield, I said. What was your best? Her face turned pale. I was tired of waiting. Those words cut deeper than betrayal. Tired? I repeated. I was risking my life, she whispered. I know. Then why did you choose him? I asked. She looked away, because he was here. I felt my chest tighten. So love means nothing to you? She answered quietly. Love doesn't pay debts. I stared at her. So you sold your heart? She flinched. Don't say it like that. Daniel spoke again. Victor isn't a bad man. I turned to him sharply. To me, he is. My mother whispered, Ethan, please calm down. I laughed bitterly. Calm down. Oh, I lost my home and my future in one day. Claire stepped closer. You didn't lose everything. I looked at her. What did I keep? She hesitated. Your life. I nodded slowly. Yes, and now I see. It clearly, Daniel asked softly. What do you mean? I looked at all of them while I was fighting for something bigger. You were building a life without me. Claire's eyes filled with tears. I never wanted to hurt you. I replied calmly, but you did. Silence returned. I picked up my bag. My mother asked, where are you going? I looked at the door. Somewhere I still exist. Claire, whispered Ethan. Wait, I turned back. Why? She took a step forward. Can we talk later? I stared at her for a long moment. We already did, Daniel said. You'll come back, right? I paused. I don't know. I opened the door before I stepped outside. I said one last sentence. This is the day I stopped being yours. I walked into the night, and every step felt like the start of a different war inside me forever. I sat on the edge of the bed and stared at the wall until my eyes hurt. My phone vibrated. Are you awake? Marcus asked. I never slept, I said. I'm outside, he said. Come down. I grabbed my jacket and walked into the cold. Night. Marcus stood near his car, hands in his pockets. You look like hell. I feel worse, I replied. He opened the door. Get in. We need to talk. Sighed the car. Silence pressed against my chest. So Marcus said carefully, what happened? They took everything, I said. My house, my girlfriend, my past. He looked at me. Tell me slowly. I laughed without humor. There is nothing slow about betrayal. He nodded. Start from the beginning. I told him about Claire. I told him about Daniel. I told him about Victor. When I finished, Marcus slammed his hand on the steering wheel. That man planned this, he said. You think so? I asked. I know so, he said. People like him never move without calculation. He stared at the road, then prove it. Marcus took out his phone. I already started checking. Checking what? I asked. Victor's company, he said. My heart beat faster. And he bought your house through a shell company, Marcus said. The papers were signed by your brother? Closed. My eyes. So it's real? Yes, he said. But it's not clean. I opened my eyes. What do you mean? Marcus looked at me. It means your family was pushed into a corner. I clenched my fists. By who? By Victor, he said. I whispered. Why? Marcus shrugged. Power, control, desire. Desire for what? I asked. Marcus looked at me carefully. For Claire. The words burned. She chose him, I said. Maybe, Marcus replied. But he chose her first. I felt anger rise. That doesn't change anything. It changes everything, Marcus said. It means he hunted your life. I swallowed hard. Do you want to forgive them? Marcus asked. I didn't answer. Or do you want to fight back? He asked. I stared at my hands. I don't know. Marcus leaned closer. Yes, you do. I looked up. What if I become someone I hate? Marcus said quietly. What if you stay someone they can destroy? His words stayed inside my mind. My phone rang. It was Claire. I hesitated, then answered. Ethan, she said softly. Why are you calling? I asked. Heard you left, she said. I walked away, I replied. Her voice trembled. Can we meet? Why? I asked. Because you deserve the truth, she said. I laughed bitterly. You already gave me your truth. Not all of it, she said. I looked at Marcus. He nodded slightly. Fine, I said. Where? At the park, she said. I ended the call. Marcus asked, Are you going? Yes, I said. I need to hear it from her mouth. We drove in silence. At the park, Claire stood near the old bench. Her hands shook when she saw me. "You came," she said. "I didn't come for you," I replied. "I came for answers." Nodded. "I understand." "Then speak," I said. She took a deep breath. "Victor didn't just help my family. He helped yours too." Explained to her. "Explain." "But your family was drowning in debt," she said. "And?" I asked. "He offered a deal," she said. "What deal?" I asked. "He would clear the debts if Daniel signed the house papers," she said. I felt my stomach drop. "And you agreed?" She looked down. I didn't stop it. "Why?" asked. Her voice broke. "Because I was afraid." "Afraid of what?" I asked. "Of losing everything," she said. "You lost me instead," I said. She whispered, "I know." I stepped closer. Was I that easy to replace? She shook her head quickly. "No." "Then why him?" I asked. She looked into my eyes. "Because he was strong when you were gone." Her words felt like knives. "So love is just timing?" I asked. She cried softly. "I didn't plan this." I felt rage, but also emptiness. "Did you ever think about me?" I asked. She nodded. "Every day." "Then why didn't you wait?" I asked. She whispered. "Because I felt alone." Laughed once. I was alone too. Silence stretched between us. I said slowly, "You chose comfort over loyalty." She didn't deny it. I turned away. "Ethan," she said. "I never wanted to hurt you." I looked back, "But you did." She stepped forward. "What will you do now?" I stared at the sky. "I will stop begging." She frowned. "Begging for what?" "For love," I said. She froze. I turned and walked away. Marcus waited near the car. "So?" he asked. "She told the truth," I said, and he asked. "And it hurt," I said. Marcus nodded. "Pain can be fuel." I looked at him. "Poison." He smiled slightly. "You decide." The next day, I met Sophia. Marcus introduced her at a quiet cafe. She understands legal things. Marcus said. Sophia smiled politely. "You must be Ethan." "Yes," I said. She opened a folder. "I studied your case." "My case?" I asked. She nodded. "Your house transfer was legal on paper, but morally dirty." I leaned forward. "Can it be undone?" She shook her head slowly, not easily. I felt anger again, so I lost. She looked at me calmly. "You lost property, not power." Stared at her. "What power?" "Your will," she said. Marcus looked at me. "She's right." Sophia continued. "Victor believes you are finished." I asked. "And?" She smiled faintly. "That is his mistake." I felt something change inside me. I felt like a storm waiting to rise that night. I stood in front of the mirror. I looked at my tired eyes. "I will not beg," I whispered. My voice sounded different. And in that moment, I understood something. They didn't just break my heart. They created someone they would never control again. I woke up before sunrise and felt something different in my chest. It wasn't pain, it was control. Marcus sat across from me with a cup of coffee. "You look calm," he said. "I'm not calm," I replied. "I'm focused." He nodded slowly. "That's more dangerous." I looked at him. "Tell me what you found." He opened his laptop. "What?" "Victor's company is growing fast, but not clean." "Nothing powerful is clean," I said. Marcus smiled slightly. "Exactly." I leaned closer. "Show me." He pointed at the screen. "Hidden partnerships. Fake contracts. Inflated projects." I asked, "Can it be proven?" He said, "Not yet." I tapped the table. "Then we make it visible." Marcus looked at me carefully. "You sound different." "I am different," I said. He asked quietly, "Are you doing this for revenge?" I stared at the screen. "Doing this for balance." Marcus didn't argue. Days passed. I trained my body again. I trained my mind harder. I learned how business worked, how power moved, how fear spread. Marcus said one night, "You're becoming someone else." I replied, "No, I'm becoming myself." He laughed softly. That's worse for them. One afternoon, Claire called me again. I didn't answer at first. Marcus looked at my phone. Are you ignoring her? I'm observing her, I said. Her call ended. Minutes later, she sent a message. I saw you today. I typed back, where? She replied at Victor's office building. I paused. Marcus looked at me. She noticed. That's the point, I said. Later that week, I walked into a networking event. People wore suits. People smiled too much. Victor stood in the center like a king when he saw me. His eyebrows lifted. He walked toward me. So, he said calmly. The soldier returned. I looked at him. The thief looks confident. His smile tightened. Careful. With words, careful with actions, I replied. He laughed quietly. You lost your house, not your tongue. I leaned closer. And you gained a house, not a soul. His eyes flashed for a moment. Claire stood behind him. She looked at me differently now. Victor said softly, You don't belong here, I smiled. Slightly. Neither did you once. He stepped closer. You think you can compete with me? I answered calmly. I think you can fall. Victor laughed again, but this time it sounded forced. Claire whispered, Ethan, please. I looked at her. Please, what? She hesitated. Don't do something you'll regret, I replied. I already regretted loving you. Her face turned pale. I walked away. Marcus met me outside. How did it feel? He asked. To see him nervous? I said. Better than I expected. Marcus nodded. Rumors started today. I raised my eyebrows. Already, yes, he said. Investors are asking questions. I felt satisfaction, but I hid it. Weeks passed. Small cracks appeared in Victor's empire. A contract failed. A partner left. A project collapsed. People started whispering, Marcus said. One night, you're not attacking him directly. I don't need to, I replied. Why? He asked. Because truth is louder than violence, I said. Daniel called me unexpectedly. I hesitated and answered. Ethan, he said quietly. What do you want? I asked. He paused. To talk? I laughed softly. Now you want to talk? He said. I made mistakes. You signed them, I replied. He sighed. Victor controls everything now, I asked. And I can't breathe, he said. I felt anger and pity at the same time. You chose him. I said I didn't know he was like this, Daniel replied. Neither did Claire, I said. Daniel whispered, Do you hate me? I thought for a moment. I hate what you did, I said. It's not what you are, he said quietly. I wish I could change it. I replied, So do I, he asked. What are you planning? I smiled slightly. Nothing. He didn't believe. Claire appeared again days later. She waited outside the gym. When she saw me, she stepped forward. You changed, she said. Yes, I replied. How? She asked. I looked at her. By losing you. She swallowed. Victor is under pressure. I nodded. I heard. She hesitated. Did you do something? I looked into her eyes. I did nothing. She whispered. That scares me more. I leaned closer. It should. She looked away. I felt no warmth, no love, no pain, only distance. One evening, Marcus showed me new data. Victor's biggest investor is pulling out, he said. I asked calmly. Why? Marcus smiled. Because someone leaked documents. Raised my eyebrows. Someone? He nodded. Not us. I laughed quietly. So karma is faster than us, I said. Marcus replied, or slower and smarter. Victor called me that night. I didn't expect it. Ethan, he said calmly. Victor, I replied. He paused. We should talk. I smiled. About what? About peace, he said. I laughed softly. You've never offered peace before? He said quietly. Times change. I answered slowly. So do people. Silence filled the call. Victor said, "You're enjoying this?" I replied, "Honestly, I'm learning from it." He ended the call. That night, I stood on the balcony and looked at the city. Lights moved, people rushed, power shifted silently. I whispered to myself, "This is only the beginning." I felt no hatred. I felt no mercy. I felt clarity. And for the first time since I returned home, I understood something important. I wasn't chasing revenge anymore. I was building a future where betrayal had no place, and somewhere deep inside me, I knew they could feel it too, because karma had started speaking, and I was no longer silent. I heard the news before sunrise, and I felt nothing. Marcus called me first. "It's happening," he said. I asked how bad. He replied, "Bad enough to shake him." I leaned against the wall and closed my eyes. "So it finally started," I said. Marcus laughed quietly. "No, it finally ended." I went outside and felt the cold air touch my face. For years, I thought revenge would feel loud, but it felt silent. Later that day, Daniel called me. His voice sounded tired. "Can we meet?" he asked. I hesitated. 5 minutes, said. We met near the old bridge. He looked thinner than before. "You look different," said. "So do you," I replied. He stared at the ground. "I ruined everything," he said. I asked, "Why did you sign those papers?" He swallowed hard. "Because I was afraid," he said. "Afraid of what?" I asked. "Of losing the house," he replied. I nodded slowly. "And did you think about me?" I asked. He shook his head. "I thought you would never come back the same," he said. I laughed softly. "You were right," he said. He looked at me. "I didn't know Victor would control everything," he said. "You gave him the door." I replied. Daniel whispered, "I'm sorry." I looked at him for a long moment. "I don't hate you," I said. His eyes widened. "Then what do you feel?" he asked. "I feel distance," I replied. He nodded slowly. "You changed," he said. "Yes," I said. "And you helped me change." He wanted to say something else, but he stayed silent. I walked away first. That evening, Claire came to see me. She stood outside my apartment. Her eyes looked red. "You knew this would happen," she said. I asked, "What exactly?" "Victor is falling," she said. I nodded. She stepped closer. "Was it your plan?" she asked. I looked at her calmly. "I didn't plan his fall," I said. She whispered. "Then what did you plan?" "I planned my survival," I replied. Her voice trembled. "He is losing everything," she said. I asked, and she hesitated. "And I feel like I'm losing you again," she said. I stared at her. "You lost me a long time ago," I said. She stepped forward. "Can we talk?" she asked. "We are talking," I replied. She bit her lip. "I made a mistake," she said. I nodded slowly. "Yes," I said. She whispered, "Can you forgive me?" I looked into her eyes. "I already did," I said. Her face softened. "Then why do you look so far away?" she asked. I answered quietly, "Because forgiveness is not the same as return." She froze. "I waited for you," she said. I replied. "You waited for stability, not for me." Her eyes filled with tears. "I still love you," she said. I shook my head slowly. "I don't feel the same," I said. She stepped back like she was hit. "Did I mean nothing to you?" she asked. I answered honestly. "You meant everything once," I said. "And now?" She asked. "Now you are a lesson," I replied. She covered her mouth. I opened the door before going inside. I said one last thing. Love doesn't die loudly. It dies quietly. I closed the door. The next day, Victor asked to meet me. Marcus warned me. "Be careful," he said. I replied, "I am not afraid anymore." We met in his office. The room felt smaller than before. Victor stood near the window. "You came?" he said. I was curious, I replied. He smiled faintly. "You destroyed my empire," he said. I shook my head. "No," I said. "You destroyed it yourself." He turned slowly. "You think you're innocent?" he asked. I looked at him. "I never touched your business," I said. He laughed bitterly. But you touched my confidence. He said. I replied, confidence built on lies deserves collapse. He stared at me. You planned this from the beginning, he said. I answered calmly. I planned nothing, I said. Then why did everything fall apart after you returned? He asked. I looked into his eyes. Because truth doesn't sleep forever, I said. He clenched his jaw. You hate me, he said. I shook my head. I don't hate you, I said. He frowned. Then what do you feel? He asked. I answered softly. Feel clarity, I said. He stepped closer. You took my world, he said. I replied. You took mine first. Silence filled the room. Victor whispered, if I could go back, I would change everything. I nodded slowly. That's what regret feels like, I said. He looked away. You won, I said. I smiled faintly. No, I said. I walked away. He didn't understand. I turned and walked toward the door. Before leaving, I said one last sentence. You taught me something valuable, he asked quietly. What? I replied. Power without conscience always collapses. I left his office without looking back. That night, I stood alone on the rooftop. Marcus stood beside me. So he said, do you feel satisfied? I thought for a moment. No, I said. He looked surprised. Then what do you feel? Asked. I looked at the city. I feel free, I said. Marcus smiled. That's more dangerous than revenge, he said. I nodded. Claire messaged me one last time. I wish I had waited. I typed back only 3 words. So do I. Then I turned off my phone. I realized something important. Betrayal didn't destroy me. It forced me to rebuild. Myself. Love didn't save me. Pain taught me discipline. Loss didn't weaken me. It sharpened my mind. I understood that revenge was never my real goal. Freedom was. I walked forward without looking back, and for the first time in my life, I felt proud of the man I had become. I didn't win because they lost. I won because I changed, and that was the only victory I ever needed.